Team Aster took their first loss the other day, so let's witness what happens here in game 2. Hopefully Aster.Aries. Actually, no, Team Bright did win, right? They beat, wasn't it IG that they beat in that one random game?
I think they did take a win.
Yeah, they did. It was IG. Yeah, so it's only Aster.Aries that hasn't taken a win just yet.
Yeah, and it looks like this is the draft to do it with. Like, it looks pretty damn good. The meta is on the gods of meta. The winds of meta are on their side. Yeah, let's see.
I really want to see exactly what Fly is going to do here, though, in terms of the Juggernaut build. What's the response to the Medusa?
You could go for some diffusal that we've seen in the past. But if you go for that diffusal and you don't get farm, it can get really damn rough. But there was that old school diffusal Manta or diffusal with Maelstrom build, you know, like diffusal SNY. It's possible. Not a big fan of it, but it's possible. You can also
Those
just go for Battle
awful
Fury,
days.
by the way. Yeah, you can also just go for Battle Fury once again. Keep up the farm. The problem is, like, if you go Battle Fury on Jaga, I feel like Medusa 25-minute mark, she's ending the game, and you have Battle Fury Manta and maybe half an Ags or something like that. Maybe a Butterfly.
We'll see what Fly does end up opting to go for. For now, he has to worry about surviving a potential gank, as Red Panda has not gone bottom just yet. They're going to try set up for a kill here with this tri-lane Frisk. Will he be able to do anything from top? Nope, he's not going to take the twin gate. Just going to stay to the top lane. And they'll rely on Fly spinning himself to safety. And they'll leave it as a 2v3, which turned into a 2v2. No tri-lane shenanigans this time around.
Yeah, I don't think this is a winning tri-lane. If you're playing it, I don't think you're winning. You might kill off Mercy once or twice, but Fly will usually just spin away, so it won't be that useful for you to stay and share all the experience.
Fly doing his thing against Shang-Chi. The Tyrant hero. We haven't seen as much of him throughout the Chinese DPC. And there were some eras in bygone times where this would be the hero that, even if other offlaners around the world aren't picking him, it's being picked in China. It's only our first game that we have on the Watermelon. What do we anticipate from him? Are we getting a Blink Watermelon, or are we going to get some Aura build coming out of Shang-Chi here?
So far, nothing has been queued up by him of significance. All small items. I think Blink would be solid. Something to initiate with. Also, you can just queue up that Ags, I guess, you know. Just play around the Gush.
They're going to try and maybe get themselves a kill here onto Mercy as they set up with the disruption. However, Fly is here with the spin. Will not deter them, however. And TK does get himself the first blood.
Yeah, there was a chance for Mercy to use Fairy Fire and toss the Blood Grenade on them. And maybe then Fly can go on the Shadow Demon or the Tide, but decides not to. Decides that it's very unlikely that they get the kill, so... Not sure, I think that maybe that was an opportunity, but okay.
I'm grateful to you.
It's also nice to go base, get the items, yeah.
Not sucks, dude. Playing Tyrant into Scarlet Mage. This is such a miserable time. Like, your Kraken Shell feels like it does nothing against this SWM. You just get spammed and spammed and spammed. It does feel good nowadays to have Ring of Health and stuff, but still doesn't feel as good as it normally would against a lot of other supports.
Really, like, I always thought that the biggest deal with the Sky is the silence, and you can get that off, so... You get that Kraken Shell. You get the strong Dispel, it feels good. But... You know, Snare, we all live in different worlds in Dota. It's one player can hate something, the other can absolutely love it.
What you mean to say is we live on different ends of the MMR bracket.
No, I wouldn't say that. Like, I actually, like, I love joking with you when you're wrong, you know, or but I'm also wrong very often, so it doesn't really matter. It's like, you can have different ideas on the same MMR even. No.
That is true.
Like, pro
That is
players can have conflicting ideas about the way that heroes should be played. It's just like personal preference in the end.
Mid lane. Speaking of preference, we have 3 heroes middle. I don't think that they would be preferring this for XM to have 3 heroes to contend with, and he's not going to survive this particular onslaught. At the same time, though, nor will XWI, as he also takes the tumble. So Void Spirit dead, Storm Spirit dead. However, Void Spirit does get the experience gain out of the situation.
Yeah, like you'd say they wouldn't prefer it, but if 1 second earlier the Void Spirit dies, it's a disaster for Aries. Yeah, the experience was gained. It was split in 3, but still, it was gained. Mid lane, Skyrat is TPing together with Frisk being there.
How does this happen every game nowadays, where we have like 2 or 3 heroes just mid all the time?
Yeah, I feel like most of these offlaners can be left alone right now, so you want to do that, stack up for them a little bit. Some carries can be left as well, and it's just... It's basically, if one support leaves and goes mid, you have to go mid as well, right? That's all. The other support just has to go mid and help.
Speaking of supports, the 2 of them for the side of Piggy Killer are stacking up in the top side of the map, trying to aggress into Ulu. And he stepped up a little bit here. Frisk does have the shackle shot, will get him towards the tree, and they easily pierce through his mana and kill him off. In the mid lane, though, XWI misses the Aether Remnant, so XM won't get caught out here. We'll be able to escape away from the attempted assassination here from Aster.Aries.
Yeah. I guess if they hit the Remnant, they'd have a chance of killing him. It would still be rough, like he has raindrops, 8 charges on the magic wand. It wouldn't be that easy, but TK, he wants to go again. Round 2. Or just the ward.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, or just the ward. Yeah, that's also a thing he could do. XM is actually 6 now, so...
Speaking of XM, look at the CS and the net worth difference. He actually ended up crushing in this mid lane against XWI.
Oh, that's actually interesting. Like, Storm Spirit versus melee hero obviously does do well, but I tend to see Void Spirits be like way more even in this matchup right now.
Let's see what he can accomplish here as he's trying to link up with Frisk to potentially kill off Ulu. After what happened last time, though, this Medusa playing a lot more carefully to her tier 1 tower.
Yeah, can I was praising the Shadow Demon pick for quite many things, right? But mid lane, Mercy should be just dead here. Yeah, XWY gets a free one. So, one problem that this man has, XWY, is you don't see it right now because he's getting kills on his own. Who does he play with in the mid game? Like, you have Shadow Demon and Silencer. Who, like, it just feels, I don't know, bottom lane?
No, I get what you mean. It's not like some combo they have with Skyrat Mage, for example. What we're seeing in the bottom lane. Not going to have enough damage just yet. However, with Frisk showing up, they get in the shackle shot. That should enable them to kill off Shanxi. And maybe even more, but they barely get out with TK. But yeah, they don't have like a Wind Ranger, a Skyrat Mage, a Techies, any of these kind of heroes that have massive damage. Not even a Morana. So
it's like,
XWI kind of has to pop off.
Yeah, it's like you don't have these heroes and your offlaner is severely limited because of his cooldowns, right? So there's always ways of playing around that. And usually it involves just bringing the forces and making this avalanche, you know, like you're not, you can see it, it's coming towards you, but you can't really do much about it. Oh, nice shackle.
Very nice shackle. What's it going to set up for, though? To get a nice zip in from XM.
Ava is here.
There will be a salvation from TK to keep himself alive. Ava shows up as well. But so does Shanxi. They do have the Ravage, and they will let it rip. It stuns up absolutely everybody. They do drag back Frisk, and they kill him off. XM getting very low until the HP department. Does have enough mana to zip himself away. Red Panda, though, not going to be as lucky as he's pincered in by Piggy Killer and killed off. A 2-for-1 affair. And the fight potentially not over just yet. XM wastes a lot of mana, takes a big risk to go for that rune, ends up getting it, and will survive the fight.
By the way, I love the Ava. I'm not going to be going with Ava anymore. It's Ava for me as well. He rotates in. He doesn't really use the roar for the majority of the fight. In the end, he does use it. Gets that kill on the silencer. I was thinking maybe he'd use it on a bigger target, like on a Void Spirit, but he decides, yeah, we don't have enough damage, so doesn't do it. Overall, nice fight for Piggy Killer, mostly because they brought in the forces. They also got ravaged, but it ended up, I believe, a much better fight for them.
That entire time afterwards, they still managed to keep up form on the other side of their cores. This map has been remarkably static. Like, all these towers are fairly healthy. Everyone's still farming in their lanes. The map doesn't feel like it's breaking one direction or another. We're 5 for 5, barely a 1k gold lead. Teams are so even right now.
Yeah, it is very even. So it worries me because Zulu, you know, this Medusa, he's behind net worth right now, but just wait a second or two once he gets the Yasha and just starts farming away.
I'm gonna see them try to at least extend the lead here for Piggy Killer as they zip in onto Red Panda, bring him down, allowing XM to get some net worth into his coffers closer to the Kaya. He's not leaving just yet. This is a sort of dangerous place to be. He doesn't actually have a TP out, but he does expend the rest of his mana pool to zip across the river. But XWI, aware of this, he's mounting a chase. Dude, Frisk actually might have saved his life with that shotgun shot. It doesn't latch onto anything, but it does interrupt the attempt on the Storm Spirit's life.
Yeah, he's like, yo, wait, chill out a little bit. It's fine. You don't kill my Storm this day. Yeah, because he had a DD, right? Like, no big item, no Echo Saber or anything, but with the DD, maybe they can make a play and they smoke up, they go top. Ava.
It's underneath an observer ward right now, so they have perfect vision of what he's up to. XWI didn't expend any of his spells through the mid lane, so he has all of them available right now. Ava.
Why is he waiting so long? Why was he so
I don't know. That actually gave enough time for the rest of Piggy Killer to respond. We'll go on to kill Mercy, but I think with a double damage rune, they definitely had enough to kill Ava as well.
I think so too. Like, I'm pretty sure they had the damage. Okay, the Beast, he's got what? Like, he had 17 stick charges, a ton of branches, sitting on 1400 HP, but still. Yeah, I think it was enough.
A little bit overly cautious from the side of Aster.Aries. They don't pay for it, but they will find out losing out on a bigger pickup.
Hey, do you see the Shadow Demon in Dota? Like, when you're going over heroes, like it's in our program feed as well. He doesn't have ulti.
Oh, yeah, he never has ulti. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why. It's one of these, like, random little bugs and glitches. Sort of similar to how Scarlet Mage ult sometimes exists, sometimes it doesn't. As bottom, the life of the Juggernaut stops existing. What the hell happened? They don't even commit Ravage to kill him off. XWI just found the chain disable as middle as well.
Mid, yeah.
Frisk able to bring down the Shadow Demon. Can't cast ult if you're dead. And honestly, even though they lose both supports across the map, in exchange for this Juggernaut, you'll take it any day of the week.
Yeah, because they kill him even without a Ravage. I think that's the biggest point there, right? And I'm not sure what happened to him.
Huge.
I'm not sure just how he... I mean, I am sure what happened to him. XWI just rotates in, helps out the Tide. Jug was trading a little bit too long.
Top lane, they're thinking about going on to Ulu here to try and get some revenge. 4 heroes were making this particular rotation. Ulu's still not 100% safe though, as XM
Yeah, they're still
coming in
chasing.
with it is rune. There's no more stone gates to protect them, so they're coming in on top of him. They need these TPs from Aster.Aries. Who's coming in first? Global Silence will come out. Red Panda providing the first layer of protection. And Piggy Killers now realize they have to get out. But they have baited out the Global Silence. It didn't cost Ravage to kill Juggernaut, but it does cost Global to keep Dusa alive. And you'll take whatever you can get at this point.
Yeah, I'm thinking if maybe XWY was pressing his TP a little bit faster, then they can even counterkill without global. This way, they expand a pretty big spell without getting a lot, but saving Medusa is a lot.
They actually want to go again here. Frisk, very far forward on the low ground. Almost certainly is going to die off for this, and they kill Red Panda, but this does not seem worth Mercy. His own life might be in jeopardy here. The spells from XWY will be fully back online fairly shortly. Doesn't have Aether Remnant though. For one more second, it's back up now. Throws it out. It will get the connection onto Mercy. Will allow him to get the kill.
Yeah, they're losing mid tier 1. At the same time, Beastmaster and Blade Master playing together, getting that one. XM. I'm not sure, like I feel maybe Skyrat could have lived through that whole engagement, but nice little counter kill at least by Aries, as they did lose the Shadow Demon before that.
The scary thing for me as well, though, is the entire time while all this action has been happening, Ava finished off the Helm of the Overlord, and is now starting to build towards the drums of Slum. That's... Yo, after that last game we cast together, Liz, we did, what, 10k damage, one fight, just with drums? I'm starting to be terrified of this item.
Yeah, that was actually ridiculous. He basically soloed the game as a Beastmaster. Yeah, this smoke rotation is gonna completely miss. I feel like Medusa at this point, 15 minutes in, should be farming Ancients. She's got that Manta anyway. But they can take this opportunity to perhaps put some very deep wards, and that's what they did. And I see these wards being very useful throughout the game.
Very deep vision. They still haven't fixed the bug with the full thing, seeing the full duration of the ward, unless you have an ultra wide, but what can we do?
You have to guess. That's the point.
You just have to have a very good understanding of exactly how much time is left on a ward.
Yeah, is it 5 minutes 30 or 30 seconds? We don't know. It's on you to guess.
This game, it's 15 minutes, but doesn't feel like 15 minutes. Piggy Killer putting some pressure onto the tier 2 tower in the top lane. The Tidehunter will show up to defend this. However, Storm Spirit still goes back on the backlines to find Red Panda.
They can go
bring
on
him
to
down.
the side, I feel like, as well. He's got the pipe, but he's not invincible. Let's see if they attempt to or not.
They're thinking about it, but they took too long. Reinforcements are starting to come in. TK is here, ready with the disruption if needed.
Yeah.
They're also starting to bring up the Medusa. Ulu, though, will come across XM as well as Frisk and Mercy and be like, hey, guys, they're actually sort of leaving the top area. We're pretty safe there. It's fine.
Yeah, and Silencer was being... was coming back into play, right? Like, he was 5 seconds away, so you don't want to dive and then get counterplayed by Global. How's our boy Jug doing? So he's got that Battle Fury. He's almost got the Yasha as well. And they're going into the pit. I think this is the play, right? Like, if you're a Piggy Killer, you're just playing really fast. You have to. You're playing versus a Medusa and Tidehunter. You really have to be playing fast. You really have to be taking these objectives.
Definitely can't take the risk of just letting the game go at a more lackadaisical pace. You will fall behind under those conditions. So they'll get an Aegis for themselves. Probably put this in the hands of Fly. Give him more leeway to farm the map in more dangerous positions. And of course, it's going to give even more network to Ava. So closer to Drums of Slum we go. Oh, actually, wait, you leave it for XM. My bad. I forgot the Storm Spirit was here. He just wasn't in the pit.
Yeah, you definitely give the best carrier of Aegis. That Aegis.
What do you think, Liz? Should they make a rule that you can't pick up the Aegis unless you are inside the pit within 10 seconds of the Roshan dying or something like that?
It just feels unnecessary, maybe. Right,
Must be involved in the fight.
Yeah.
Going directly onto Shang-Chi. They Omni Slash him, but there's TK with the save. Disruption disjointing the Omni Slash, like you mentioned. XM, though, zips in onto Red Panda. They want to kill him off before the Global, but they can't get there. Blink Ravage comes in, stuns 2. Red Panda does get off the Global Silence, but he does die almost immediately afterwards. Mercy follows him into the grave, but it's only a 1-for-1 for now. And Aster.Aries have certainly expended some huge ultimates to make this happen.
Yeah, XM was still thinking about going in, but decides not to. They're just thinking, okay, perhaps we don't have enough damage to continue fighting this fight. Tidehunter, that's a lot of damage for a Tide. Like, he hit a pretty nice Ravage. A couple of nice Anchor Smashes as well. He's building into what's next, Lotus, it seems like. I like his build, just being as sustainable as possible. Chilling in front, you know, that's what he's been doing. Buying time for Medusa, but I would say this is a win. Like, it's a trade, and you did expand global, which isn't good, I guess, for Ares. But at the same time, you're buying time for Medusa. She's getting closer to Eagle's Song, 300 gold away from it.
Sadly, though, they're also going to catch XWI. And one of the things they did not use in that fight was the Primal Roar for Ava. And they have it available for this Void Spirit. In the meantime,
TK.
Storm Spirit jumping in onto TK, able to kill him off as well. So huge little pickoffs here. That's going to lead into a tier 2 tower in the top lane.
Yeah, things suddenly look much worse because, yeah, this might be even high ground from Beastmaster, or at least to force them back a little bit. Let's see. Is this this is probably just a poke, right? Stay here, kill the creep wave, force someone to stay top.
I mean, I think you just like push through middle, go for the tier 2,
Yeah,
put pressure, come back for Roche, and then afterwards, maybe actually make a jump here. Now that you have the Storm Spirit's Aegis about, like he still has 2.5 minutes left, 4 mana available. Like, what's to stop you?
Yeah, you can't initiate on him, right? Like, there is just nothing. Tidehunter with the blink doesn't have Ravage at the moment. You don't have Global. You will have it in 5 seconds, so maybe you can even take this tier 2 fight.
We'll see what the decision is going to be. Blink Ravage is not that far from coming back offline either. They're going to have it available in 9 seconds. Piggy Killer don't feel the need to expend risk right now. They just get back.
Yeah. Void Spirit actually has a Manta, so now with that, you're not even that scared of the silence. The only thing you are truly scared of is the roar, right? You still died to it. Storm is in.
XM just jumps all the way deep in. There's a global silence, but it doesn't come out. XM able to get a nice little pick off. And they might not be finished here. Do they have the vision? It is daytime, so we'll have a very large searching range. Sees XWI and Ulu. Neither of them are appetizing targets, however. So instead, we'll just let his team go for the Tormentor, get the extra Aghanim shot.
Mercy needs to be a bit careful here not to fall, but with the healing ward, he should be fine. Aghanim's shard, very nice for the Wind Ranger. Now he has Gale Force and he has Diffusal, Frisk Fields, and the Blink Dagger, by the way, on top of that. So he's the one. He is the one Medusa has to be careful with.
Blizzard, where are these Chinese 4-position Wind Rangers finding their farm?
I don't know. He's got 4 kills, 4 assists. You know, he's like... He's not dying a lot. 2 deaths only. Like, it's a lot of farm. Like, he has almost as much farm as the Tidehunter, which is saying something, because Tide is usually one of those offlaners that farms a lot.
Speaking of Tide, right now, all he can do is just watch Juggernaut steal away his team's Ancients and just TP out. However, at the very least for him, he is watching this Medusa get stronger and stronger. She has now picked up a Butterfly on top of her Manta. There's no MKBs in sight on the enemy team, no Revenants, Brooches, or anything. So there's quite a bit of protection offered by this little Butterfly for the moment.
Yeah, you are ready. Like, and you do smoke. This is, for Ares, kind of expected. Aegis has been reclaimed just a couple of seconds ago, so you have that Butterfly completed. You want to fight.
They're very well spread out on the map right now for Piggy Killer. As I say that though, Ava heading over towards where this Juggernaut is. The two of them thinking about the Tormentor, but the call is also being made there in 2 minds. Go for the Tormentor or go for the home. Frisk will be the one that's just dangled outside of the base. The Tendrils of the Deep catch him out. The rest of Ares finish him off. But crucially, he does give up his life for the cause. So the rest of Piggy Killer, their cause in particular, are allowed to keep living on the ancient side of the map.
He died for the shard. Like, while they were killing him, Ava and Jug, they took down the shard and they smoke up without the Wind Ranger. This is, I think it's a cute play, right? Like, usually teams don't expect a counterattack while one of their heroes is dead, but Let's see what they can do with it.
You did see some of the heroes in the area. They did have some very deep wards planted down on their last excursion in the side of the map. With deep zip coming in from XM, they will go on to TK and kill him off. Not the biggest kill in the world, but still, nice free goal to pick up.
It's kind of hard to jump anyone else. Red Panda is behind, died, so he's got that Ravage to save him. Flyfly, by the way, keeping up with Medusa, so his farm actually throughout the game was really damn good. He will have a Butterfly very soon too. You can wait that out, or you can force the fight right now. Let's see. If they see Red Panda, they are jumping him.
They know that there's global silence online. They know that the Medusa has Stone Gaze. She has Manta to get to the Ancient Seal. Super hard to do this, but crucially, they have to worry about the Blink Ravage. Last time out, with better coordination, Aster.Aries could have killed XM.
Mercy.
So it's not easy, and Mercy. Sorry, mates. Change to the deep. Last time out, they caught Frisk. This time, they're catching you. And Scareth Mage will just end up dead. And Udo gets that kill. You were talking about how this Juggernaut is getting closer and keeping pace with the Medusa, but these little kills that you can get, Medusa can hit that massive critical mass sooner than the Juggernaut. And Frisk, will he be able to escape here? Drops the Gale Force, trying to run himself away from XWI. The Storm will zip in as well, and they're not going on him. He just gets out cleanly. And instead, look at this. Ava's dead. Ava's super dead. They even popped the Stone Gaze for this one as well. Primal Roar will come out. Ava, he's going to be isolated for now. The drums are going, trying to buy space and time. The allies are here. Frisk goes in. The Shackle Shot doesn't connect Crisp, though. So they just have to drop the Ravage to kill him. Not sure they needed the Ravage, but they didn't want to take any risks.
Yeah, I think they should have fought that, but no TP on Jug, no TP on Storm. Ayava took way too much time, plus the Stone Gaze utilized, right? So some mistakes, or sort of mistakes here and there from Piggy Killer. I do think that they could have killed XWY on bottom lane if they committed to it, but they didn't see the smoke. They didn't know where Ares were, I guess, even though they had a really deep ward in the triangle. So they didn't want to get baited in. Instead, Ava is the one that gets baited in, thinking that he is safe.
Oftentimes, Dota is mostly a game of incomplete information, right?
Of course, that's all you like. I believe that's like the biggest thing about this game. On higher level, it's all about that info. It's all about the mind games. Like, sometimes, I don't know, like just a general populace, like, I don't know, Twitch chat, us as well, like when we're not playing for a long time, don't understand how intuitive these players are and how well they can read the map just by tiniest of moves. Smoke.
I think we see a very good indication of how those reads can happen, because as soon as Piggy Killer head into the pit, Aster.Aries scan, and now they're heading in for a fight. There's no Ravage online though, so they need to be careful here. Gale Force pushing them in. XM deciding to zip in onto Red Panda, kill off the silencer before the global emerges, but now it comes back off the buyback. XM forced to pop the BKB, zip away from this Medusa. They still will be able to kill off the Tidehunter, however, with a mass spam coming in from their spells from afar. Everybody's falling low though, so they're trying to TP out. XM and Mercy both get away just barely in time, away from Aster.Aries. They've already lost TK as well. And Beastmaster, what can he accomplish here? Unfortunately for this Medusa, she's already popped the Stone Gaze, and the Juggernaut almost died to the right-click Scale Force, helping to keep him alive by dispositioning these Aster.Aries heroes. Frisk thinking about making the jump back in. Healing Ward, popping Flyfly into a healthier spot in this fight. They're throwing in these wild axes. It is still a Medusa. He blinks forward, getting the spin. XM returns to the fight, getting the Vortex out, and they will be able to kill off the Medusa at long last. Aster.Aries, they fought for so long, they fought so valiantly, but ultimately it all comes to nothing.
Yeah, it was so unfortunate for them. The two TPs that were happening, Storm Spirit and Mercy, like they all get away. And because of Storm getting away, he's able to obviously join the fight once again and punish the Medusa, kill her off in the end. He also initiated... I'm not sure about this Gale Force, by the way. I feel like it even made things easier for Ares, putting the Medusa in a better spot to dish out the damage. But yeah, Storm Spirit got there in the backlines, killed off the silencer.
Middle tower is under attack.
And now Mercy TPing and Storm Spirit TPing in the end. Like, they get... if XWY just got one of them, or preferably Storm, the fight would have been way different.
Yeah. They both fall so low. Even Fly dropped precipitously low here. 2 more right clicks would have killed him. Healing ward or spin or nothing. And Aster.Aries, it feels like this has been the story of their tour, Lizard. They come so close to positive results, but they just can't manage to make them land. And now we'll see how they take this fight. As XWY getting zipped on right now. Frisk will buy him a little bit of time. He does zip away right now. Ravage will come out. Catches on so many heroes. XM will finally die, but that's only life number 1. Ava found the primal roar onto Ulu. So now they are positioned to surround this Medusa. Global Silence will come out. They're trying to bail her out, but with all 3 cores focusing Ulu. She does get the Stone Gaze though. And they can turn back around onto Ava. Drums of Slum will make this take longer than expected, but the eventual result will emerge. XM still can dive in to kill off Red Panda. And the rest of Aries have to flee away here. XM coming in, gets the Vortex out onto Ulu, killing Ulu off. XWY can't keep him alive. Fly just spinning to safety, dropping the healing ward while he's at it. And XM won't die for this either.
Yeah. Like, again, nice fight by Aries, but just not nice enough. They take down the Aegis, they take down the cheese on Beastmaster, and they kill the Beast, but in the end, they suffer the death of Medusa. Maybe it's good enough, though, because without that Aegis, perhaps Fly and the boys cannot push high ground. And if they cannot push high ground, you're just buying more time for Medusa to actually get all of her items and farm. However, I feel like we're reaching this aspect of the game in which you'll just be stuck on high ground.
Yep. What did you say the other day that, like, Medusa games, it's either one of 2 binary states. Either she's crushing and closing out the game at 25-30, or she's playing high ground shell until like 55 minutes.
Yeah,
and I think we're having the latter case here.
By the way, I love how some players in pro games, in normal games, just can't get that switch in their brain that Medusa's mana is her HP. And they're just not jumping Medusa when she's really damn low. You know, like in this last fight, Fly, he sees Shadow Demon on like, or Silencer, I'm not sure. He's on like 20% HP, and there's Medusa right next to him with almost no mana. And he decides to jump the support instead, you know.
It'll take some time to acclimate to the new lay of the land. It's pretty much like you mentioned earlier, right? A lot of this game is played from an intuitive perspective. So it takes time to change your intuitions and develop different habits. Smoke up right now from Piggy Killer. They will not find anybody, unfortunately, but they'll still be able to claim the Tormentor if they want it.
Yeah. They have this gem that they stole from Red Panda, right? So they're able to safely plant these deep wards, but look at the Aries, like no waiting in the base for them. Smoking up, moving out of the base.
They have, of course, access to Blink Ravage, but they don't have any clean vision at the moment. Storm Spirit zips up. Oh no, look who he finds. He finds Red Panda. Pops BKB. Global Silence was there, but they still have the ability to kill off the Silencer. Scarlet Mage dies first. Brought down by the Tyrant and the crew. So the fight, so far, it's a 1-for-1. Mercy will buy back very early on, though. Frisk waiting for his angle, waiting for his opportunity. So is Ava. XM zips back in. He finds XWY first and foremost. Shackle catches Ulu and XWY. At the same time, they managed to kill off the Tidehunter from Fly, but that required the Omni Slash to accomplish. So now they don't have it available.
Medusa.
Mystic Flare drops down to Ulu. Ulu falling so low. Primal Roar, they kill him off. Frisk with the Focus Fire took away most of the mana, and the mana shield will not offer protection. She doesn't have buyback either here, Liz.
Yeah, this is at least the side. And keep in mind, if they lose this, it's their last game in Division 1. They will be relegated, so I wish that they do not GG out. I wish that they continue playing this, even though it's looking really rough.
Yeah.
Perfect shackle, by the way, from Frisk. That fight, he shackles the Medusa just as she's using Stone Gaze, and they all just bail, wait out the Stone Gaze, fight afterwards. Clean from Fate.
Perfectly done by Fade. secured his team the win there in that fight, potentially securing them the win in the series and knocking Aster.Aries out of Division 1. XWI and the gang, they know that they are running out of opportunities to make plays here. Medusa is about to respawn, so they would ideally love to take a fight right now. Ava does have roll, but XM also has a jump back in, going directly onto TK, getting a very big jump. What a way to get a blue hole off. The Shadow Demon and the Tide Hunter, you catch them both in one jump. Are you kidding me? Ava now sidestepping the Aether Remnant and avoiding XWI. So this buyback will pretty much be for nothing coming out of TK.
Yeah, really nice little Aghanims usage there by the Storm Spirit. Fly just snatching up the Tormentor. What does he have? He's got Demon Edge. Does he have the MKB in the Courier? Probably, right?
He does, yeah, he does, yeah.
So he's got MKB, and on top of that, he's got almost a completed Aghanim Scepter. And he gets the shard. There you go.
Well, I think we officially have a Juggernaut problem to have to deal with. That's certainly going to be problematic. So what can they do on the side of Aster.Aries? This Medusa, she is the most farmed here on their side of the map. She does have an MKB. She's about to finish Daedalus, but still quite some distance before she gets Divine Rapier. And the bigger problem for me is Red Panda. Not only does he not have the gold for a refresher, but just doesn't have the survivability for these fights.
Yeah, you're talking about Red Panda and the refresher. That sounds like a good fairy tale, but on Tide Hunter, if you could have a refresher, that would be solid. But he's also gotten so much utility that it's just not an option. There's just not enough gold on him. Yeah, it's looking really rough for Aries. 30k behind. What's that win probability?
It's pretty high. Take a guess.
Yeah, it's like higher than 83%, I would say. 96. yeah. It's a rough game to be in. Olu will probably get at least the Demon Edge before the next fight, but they are on the high ground. You gotta go back.
Indeed he does, and he does also have to save for buyback. He buys the Demon Edge, he will forego that. And the Juggernaut, with the full Aghanims and an MKB, will slowly but surely start to pepper down the tier 3 tower. The last remaining lane of racks that exists in the top that separates Aries, not just from Megas, but from their last time playing in Division 1. Technically, they'll have one more game, but if they lose this one, that game will literally not matter.
Yeah, you need to give it to your own. Like, he's getting that Daedalus right now, and Medusa is flying over. So this is literally Hail Mary. You need a good Ravage. Daedalus is still not on Medusa, though. They're moving away from the Courier.
Yeah.
That's it. And the scan perfectly connects on them.
Not only does it perfectly connect, it will precipitate the smoke from Piggy Killer themselves. And they're like, well, these guys want to leave their base. We welcome a fight like this.
They can just go high ground. That's literally what they will do. Look at this. This is, yeah. You want to be cute and wrap around. Sure, we'll push.
Oh no! It's a double damage Juggernaut that's doing this as well. So there's no way to keep these racks alive. There's no fortification neither. XM getting the deep dive onto Red Panda. The Silencer is dead. Does have buyback, however. Mega creeps have been accomplished. And they now make the jump here. Finding the Tendrils of the Deep onto 2 heroes. But the blue hole onto 3 with the Omni Slash on all of them. They've cleaned up Aster.Aries. Buyback on Red Panda. But who the hell cares about his life? GG, well played, has been called. And Aster.Aries officially knocked out of Division 1. They will begin 2024 in Division 2.